So I think when you take a leap of faith, the toughest things start getting easier. You can't even imagine कि कहाँ से help आएगा. So he decided, and when I spoke to my boss about it, that he was like, very nice, let him do it. You continue to work if you want to. So the company flew me in and out. What more do you want,
Yeah.
So I think courage is very important.
Yeah.
Take that leap of faith. Have the courage and have the belief that जब आप difficult decision लेंगे, the God will make path for you. You might not be able to see it, but take that step, take the next step, take the next step. So that's how I decided to be with Sudhanshu and not to make him scared that what will happen to our future, where my children will go. Today the women start thinking before conceiving only where the child will go for education. So,
Yeah.
I am seeing now we have a 10-month-old kid with us, and he's socializing with all the helps that we have. The bhaiya log who works in the farm, the loving way they take the sun, and the way he's plucking the tomato from the thing and eating it directly, not washing it. It gives a lot of sense. Like, theek hai, sab theek hai. We don't have to worry about the education bit of it. I think the nature will be the best teacher we have.
That's so true. And courage, like you said, is one step at a time. That's all it is. That leap of faith and one step at a time. So, Sudhanshu, coming back to you with this solid backing that Sushmita was giving you and the research that you had on hand, how did you move from that step of, okay, my family to the people around me, the space around me? How did you move into organic farming at a bigger space, using the community around you? How did all this happen?
I think initial 6 months, I was just trying to understand how you sow different, how do you prepare a nursery? How do you irrigate plants? What to do when pest comes? Because we were doing organic farming, so things were all the more difficult, and the knowledge was not so easily available, and there is no straight answer to any challenge that you face. Even now, there is not many straight answers. I mean, we could keep learning every single day. I think with aloe vera and moringa that we started doing, moringa came out very nicely. And I was surprised to see a plant can grow that fast and so beautifully. Even today also we have its picture, and it was very, very satisfying. But then whatever you see on YouTube and whatever people tell you, even during the paid training session, claiming that they are experts, that is not how things are always, because there are consultants who are teaching you something. And on the hindsight, now I see that those were the people who had not really grown those things themselves, and they really don't know how to do farming. So there was, I think we realized this initial 6-7 months. We had a spare part of land which was available to us on the farm. All the farmers around us suggested, why don't you do a paddy on this land? It was about 5 acres of land. And I had absolutely no idea what is paddy. I knew rice, but I don't know what is paddy. So I was that ignorant then. And again, we did our bit of research. We spoke to people, we went online and everything we did. And I was told that you should not be doing paddy organically. I was told very, very clearly that you should not be doing organically. It is not going to reap anything. Your money will be lost and you will be lost and everything will be lost. But when I did the math and I tried and understand what kind of investment is needed and all those things, I think let's go ahead and do it. And I think Sushmita also helped me clarify a very fundamental thing about what we are doing now. Is I think we were on a road where we had to decide which way we'll be going. And whenever I do get confused, and I do get confused often, and I go and talk to Sushmita and discuss, this is one option and this is second option, and I'm confused about which one to go with. And if I get a very reasonable answer that connects my dots, then I'm sure that, okay, go ahead, let's do this. So I was like, Sushmita, there is a possibility of doing organic paddy and there is a possibility of doing chemical-based paddy. I don't know which one to go ahead with. Then Sushmita is like, what is the difference? So I tell her that, this is the difference, that is the difference. And so she'll not talk about money. She'll not talk about what kind of investment will go, what kind of return will come, what kind of production. She's like, why you are doing farming? So I tell her that, I'm doing farming because of these things. And then the nature comes in. Then birds I love, totally love. And, animals, everything. Then Sushmita is like, you are doing organic farming so that you are not damaging their ecosystem, right? And when you are doing chemical farming, you will be damaging their ecosystem. Right? So she's like, why do you want to do chemical farming? Well, absolutely perfect. Because my finance brain comes in and says, dude, if you do organic farming, your money will be lost. You will not be able to sell it. What you will do? And if I'm doing chemical farming, Sushmita tells me, no, this is the reason you took this life-changing decision. So she helped me to focus on those things, and that is absolutely fantastic. And there was the time when decided whatever we are going to do, we are going to do whatever suits nature. You are not going to go against it. It's going to be pro nature, whatever you call it. Organic farming, natural farming, Godarit kheti, blah blah, whatever. So that was the time we decided whatever the money is, whatever it is, we'll go with organic farming, and we started doing paddy. And ma'am, I tell you, the beautiful crop, and it was
Nature
so
bless them.
absolutely amazing. The production was fantastic, and the people around us were like, "What? Organic farming, paddy?" This guy who have absolutely no knowledge about it came up with such amazing crop. The crop looked fantastic, super healthy. It was free from diseases, where our neighboring crops had diseases. Our investment was not that high, and moreover, I was like, I'm not going to sell paddy and going to the mandi and sell it there. I'm not going to do that criminal offense. I decided I will take this and keep it with me and see what to do, and I'll share it with few people and let's see what happens. And people just loved it. I mean, the kind of aroma it had, people absolutely loved it. We sold at a premium price, and people, I mean, there were several repeat buys, and we were sold out in maybe 5 6 months. Whereas usually, whenever you take a harvest of paddy, and if you convert it to rice, you have to keep it for a year at least. In our case, it came out so well that even if you cook now, it will be cooked properly. It will not be soggy at all. And paddy is not an easy crop to grow. So that was those 5 6 months spending on inside those pools of paddy, that schedule of spray, no consultant with you supporting you or telling you what to do, what not to do, and manage here and everybody coming together and working on it and figuring out what to do, what not to do, and the different challenges that comes in, and everything fell in place nicely. The one was right. And imagine this thing. So we were standing almost 4 feet deep into water inside the paddy pool, and we have like 7 to 8 feet long cobra floating around us, hunting for fishes inside those pools. And we were absolutely comfortable. I never felt scared a bit, and neither our team felt scared a bit. And we could do it very nicely, and everything went well. And that was the first crop that taught us how to do farming and why we were doing organic farming. Those fundamentals got cleared out, and from there things were sorted. And those clients who bought that rice, they become our permanent client. They said, okay, send me more. Then they were like, do you have wheat? Then they were like, do you have vegetables? Do you have flowers? Do you have dalia? Do you have pulses? I thought, okay, now this is the model that we are going to be, and we are going to be direct D2C into organic farming. We'll produce, we'll process, and we procure from the farmers whom we really know they are doing good work, and we'll sell directly to our clients.